Welcome back, everyone. We are here for the fourth week of April. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, John Murray,
I'm your co-host Jeremy Fairhurst.
and this is the JMA Podcast. Our special guest this week is Andre Dickerson, owner of Team Takeover and a submission grappler.
But before we get to that, we have some news updates and upcoming events to announce for you guys.
This week, UFC Vegas 118, the last fight night before UFC Freedom 250, will be headlined by Belal Muhammad versus Gabriel Bonfirm. What do we have on this, Jeremy?
So this was a little bit interesting. I thought we haven't seen Bilal since he lost to, I believe it was, yeah, he just lost to Ian Gary. I actually missed that fight. So, he lost to Ian Gary. He lost the belt against JDM. So he's going off two back-to-back decisions. Both losses. Whereas you've got Bonfim, who he is. I had to look him up because I wasn't that familiar with the name at first, but he's 19-1. His only professional loss was his UFC debut. He's got 4 wins since then, and it's literally like every win you could have. He has a unanimous decision win, a split decision win, a submission, and a TKO. So he's on a tear. Bilal's like this. This feels like is Bilal gonna have a career in the UFC anymore or not? Kind of fight.
All right, well, something to look forward to. UFC has finally dropped Colby Covington from the welterweight rankings for the first time since 2017. I feel like this was kind of anticipated at this point.
I anticipated it's kind of fuck. Yeah, you'd say that. He's won. Let's see. He lost his last 2 fights. I don't think he's fought since is it 20? Yeah, 2024 was his last fight. He lost his last two. The last time he won a fight was 2022, and that was against Jorge Masvidal. And I'm pretty sure that he fought Usman and lost right before that. So that man has not got a win in 4 years, and they're just now cutting him from the rankings, and he hasn't even fought in two. I think that's yeah. That was just
Yeah.
he was popular, but I feel like at this point the gimmick, the stick that he had going has kind of played itself out. He got him on Facebook and on Instagram and all these Twitter and everything saying that he's staying out of politics. He's kind of done with the character. I think he's done being the bad guy and being hated everywhere he goes, and just wants to lay low and enjoy his money.
Yeah. I mean, you make your own bet in life. All right. Iman Zahabi, Sean O'Malley's opponent for UFC Freedom 250, reveals that he has yet to be sent an official contract to sign for the bout. What is up with that?
So that was a little bit interesting because he apparently put out some comments and said that that's definitely not normal. That normally he has a contract within like a day or two of agreeing, it's done and signed and over with. I mean, that could just be the UFC just worried about everything else, and or maybe they know that he's like not that big of a name, and O'Malley should be fighting Corey Sandhagen, and I don't know. I'm making jokes, but like I don't know. It is strange to me that they haven't sent a contract out, but I'm sure that that's just maybe there's some new legal shit that they have to figure out with it being some who knows. I mean, there might be some kind of special paper. I don't know. I don't know how that stuff works. I'm the YouTube guy.
Maybe they're looking for a better opponent. All right. Speaking of events, we have upcoming regional events. Warrior Cup 77, April 24th at Melrose Ballroom. Art of Combat Mud Creek Fight Night, April 25th, Savona, New York. Hammer Challenge Series HCS 33 returns April 25th to Riverdale, New Jersey. We will be there in person, guys. Agogi Fight League, is that 12, April 25th, in Cooksville, Tennessee. Wizards Invitational, April 25th, Wappingers Falls, New York. Donnybrooks Fight Promotion, May 2nd, South Burlington. Rival FC, May 9th, Paducah, Kentucky. Chronic Combat, May 9th, New York City, Manhattan. And Future of Fighting, May 29th, Louisville, Kentucky, and Hub City MMA, June 27th, Jacksonville, Tennessee. Holy crap, we got a lot coming up.
Yeah, we definitely have some stacked events. May 9th's got Rival, it's got Chronic Combat. You've got Donnie Brooks coming up in a couple weeks, which I mean I've been paying some special interest to that card. I'm excited for that. Um, Agogi is always a staple in the Midwest. You know, there was definitely some a lot going on. Pretty interesting watching that little news segment of ours grow, huh?
Woo. Hell yeah. All right. Upcoming streams from J Murray Athletics. Guys, keep an eye out for MMA Brain with Jeremy Fairhurst on Mondays, post 5 p.m. Eastern time. Uh,
Oh, what? Yeah, I didn't even self. Hold on, let me shoot a promo real quick. Y'all know how I give like a hot take like every time we do one of these. So imagine a whole episode, right? But it's just that. That's it. You get the UFC updates. I'm gonna be going over what happened last week. I'm gonna be going over what I think is gonna happen the next week, so you guys can roast me in the comments all week and then see how wrong I was or how right I was. And it's gonna be a good time. So if you guys are really wanting to keep up with the UFC content, definitely check out on MMA Brain on Mondays, and we'll see. We'll go from there. And if you think the name's fucking weird, then you know what? Tell me, and I might change it. I don't know.
I think
Go.
you keep bringing it up. I think you think it's weird.
Oh
But
yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll
all
figure it out.
following that, we have the Capital District Basketball League is returning for a believe 4 or 6 games. I just got a text message from Devin earlier before the podcast. It was originally a 1v1 tournament for one day, but it looks like there might be a switch up, so we'll keep you guys updated. Special shout out to Ruby Farms and Mr. Greens in Colony, New York. Appreciate the hookups. Viewers can use discount code JMA Podcast to get one time 10% off the first purchase. VIP section subscribers get a monthly 10% discount code to use on their supplements and products across J. Murray Athletics store. Subscribe today. Guys, without further ado, we've kept him in the back room waiting far too long. Andre, welcome to the stage, my man. Thank you.
Oh, hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes,
Absolutely, man.
sir.
Awesome. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me. I listened to your updates just now. I didn't know so much was going on in April and May. Holy shit.
Right? And you know
Yeah,
what?
Chronic Combat. HCS is this weekend. I think I'm gonna go. Aaliyah has a match on it. What else? You're going too, obviously.
Yep, we're gonna be there live streaming it. Man, so you've been doing a lot. I know you've been around the Capital District for a hard minute now. You've
Yeah, well,
trained
now I'm in the Hudson Valley, so moved a
right.
little bit south.
So tell us a little bit about your start in your journey, and then I guess take us to where we are now.
Well, I started wrestling when I was really young, and then I took up MMA when I turned 18. Had no training, just went and took an MMA fight, got submitted, did a couple more fights with that. I finished with I did knock someone out in my last fight, and then I fell in love with striking, so I started kickboxing. I took one kickboxing fight, and then I'm like, you know what? Getting kicked kind of sucks. So I went to boxing instead, and I did that for a while up until COVID, and then I was like, well, I need to like figure out a career. So I kind of got into the clothing game. But I mean, I've been grappling forever. I've been doing matches forever. I'm a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. I've been doing that now for 14 years, roughly. Yeah, something like that. So I've been doing jiu-jitsu a lot. I took the last year to kind of like lay off competing, because I've been obviously working on my business and everything. So now I'm getting back into the swing of things. Now my business is starting to kind of move by itself. I don't have to do like everyday sales on stuff anymore. So now I have way more free time to like train, weight lift. I've been losing a bunch of weight again, and I'm trying to get back out there so I can get on more cards and everything.
So you started with the wrestling. Was that something you started with as a young at a young age, or was that something that
Yeah, I started at 5. So I wrestled for Glens Falls when I was like 5 until probably 4 or 5 years. Then I wrestled for Hudson Falls until my junior year of high school. Then I went back to Glens Falls and finished out my senior year. So like I wrestled forever. And then I did 1 year in college, and I don't know, things happen, people disagree on stuff. And then I stopped wrestling in college, and I was already doing jujitsu for like the past couple of years while I was still doing it. Like I basically I had multiple MMA fights before I went into college because I just took them leading up into it. And yeah, so I was doing jujitsu a bunch. And when I was at college, I kind of used jujitsu as a way to lose weight for when I was boxing, because there wasn't too much boxing in Oneana. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna do jujitsu a lot. I'll lose weight and I'll box and everything. And yeah, so I've been, doing that for a long time now.
so you mentioned that you jumped into like an MMA match. Was that kind of a spontaneous thing? It sounded like you had.
I I was training, or I was actually just lifting at the gym, and one of the guys is like, "Oh, you want to like MMA fight?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be cool." Like I didn't really have any inspiration on it, and he's like, I think it was March. He's like, "Do you want to fight in July?" And I'm like, "Sure." I'd already been in street fights. I'm like, "Whatever, doesn't matter." And I had wrestling. I'm like, "I'm fine." So they're like, "All right, whatever." I start training. Literally, like we were doing like nothing, like it was fine, but it wasn't. We were like grappling out in the grass, literally doing jujitsu like in the grass, and we like snuck into other gyms to like train. It was a wild first camp, and I had an opponent. I guess he was like, "Oh no," and then all of a sudden he dropped, and they're like, "Oh, we have another guy. Like, don't worry about it. Like, he sucks." And I'm like, "We're like, all right, whatever." Had no background on him, nothing. Come to find out, he had the cage combat title at that point,
Oh,
and he had like multiple fights, and he had fought multiple times. So I'm like, we didn't know that until I think he walked out with his championship, actually. And I was like, is this for a belt? And they're like, someone's like, "Oh no, that's for a different promotion." I'm like, "Oh, he's fought?" They're like, "Yeah, he has a title for Cage Combat." And back then Cage Combat was like,
that was the
that was
place.
like, yeah, that was like the whole 518. So I'm like, all right. They're like, "You still gonna do it?" I'm like, "Yep, whatever." So I took him down actually, and I took his back, but I didn't know any submissions. So like I had his back, I had his hip. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I kind of froze a little bit, and I'm like a punch to the back of the head or whatever. So I'm like, well, how do I hit him? So I'm trying,
Yeah.
but I'm like, all right, well, I don't want to get DQ'd. So then I grabbed him in like a 3/4 Nelson, and I'm squeezing. It didn't do anything. It's not a submission. Um, so we get against the cage, and he grabs over the top of the cage, right? And I go to like pick him up, and he holds onto the cage, and then he rips a guillotine in, and then jumps onto a guillotine, and as he like stopped me from picking him up, rips the guillotine in, lets go of the cage, finishes the guillotine, and got me. I was like, wow, this is just crazy. So I was like, I need to like train or something. Yeah, so that
How
was my
did you?
first fight. It was
I
nuts.
that feels a lot less like you're training and a lot more like what the fuck was that promotion doing? Oh, my bad. But you can't even do that. And they
I
were
don't
just cool
know.
with they were just
Dude, we had like Mayhem Miller was like a guest referee for one of the fights. He was just wasted. It was insane.
so you walked out to a debut. They recruited you because they saw you weightlifting at the gym. and then they set you up against a
No,
amateur champion.
the the promotion contacted the gym, and the gym's like, "Oh, Andre, would you want to fight?" And I'm like, "Sure." And they're like, "All right, we'll train you." And it's like March, and the fight was scheduled in July. It got moved up a full month and a half to June. So like, I think I was still in high school when I had my first MMA fight.
That's
Yeah.
fucking wild.
John,
Because I
look,
didn't,
hey,
yeah, we didn't graduate until like later in the month. I remember going to school after that too. I was like, yeah, I lost, whatever. But I did pretty good for like literally not knowing anything.
How'd you
yeah,
how'd you feel coming out of that?
I was fine. I didn't, I think I got kicked one time, but I like didn't get hit other than the one kick. I'd never really like taken an actual leg kick before either, so that sucked. I remember I had a huge bruise like this on the side of my leg. Cause like
woo.
we came out to like touch gloves and I went like this to touch gloves and he just immediately kicked me in the leg as hard as he could. I'm like, nice. That sucked.
Snap.
You got the full experience in your debut. Like
Oh
that
well
are you
there's
sure this
ground in
didn't happen
town.
in like Kentucky somewhere?
It was actually in a bar parking lot in it was like Granville or Gloversville or something.
Oh no, not Cloversville.
Yeah, I don't. It was like in the middle of nowhere. It was crazy though. Yeah,
That's
back then there was no novice rules either, so like there's no shin guards. You can punch to the head on the ground, like
It
you
was
know. There
MMA
you
wasn't
can
legal out here yet.
not technically. So like most of my fights were before the sanctioning happened. Like if you go
see,
online, you see I only have like 3 fights or something. That's because sanctioning didn't happen yet.
that's
No.
wild.
A lot of
I still get confused with the whole. It's still interesting the whole novice rules thing. That's such a foreign concept to me. But the
I
more I
fought a
hear about
guy
it, the more I
I
like
fought
it.
a guy my third fight. No, my second fight, I won it. It was against a guy who had like 12 or 15 fights or something like that. And it was my second fight coming off a loss. I
what
don't
was
know.
what was fight like
Fighting back then was crazy.
what is the craziest thing you remember from that era?
I mean, my first fight was just insane. The whole everything around it was insane. Um, I think training in like the grass because we didn't like have a legitimate facility. That's definitely something that I can always look back on and be like, yeah, we did that. I trained for my first MMA fight literally outside. Like there was like stones and stuff you got to be careful about.
That's that's a wild fucking setting.
Yeah. I used to prepare for fights while I was in college for boxing and like go to the gym at like midnight, 2 in the morning or something after work and like go get a workout in. Like those, it was just crazy times too. I remember one time I had a delivery job, so I worked from like 11 to 6 or 7. Well, look at that. And then there was a huge snowstorm and I also shoveled for the town. So I shoveled all night. Then I went back to work to deliver food. And then I had to go back to shoveling. And then after I got done with that, I was like, shoot, I have to go to the gym because I like have to make weight in a week. So I went and like worked out. So
Golly.
yeah,
Dude, I remember
I I
I
used to just do it, dog.
dude, I remember the garage gym you had made there.
Yeah, I didn't have anywhere to train during COVID, and I'm like, all right, well, I had an invitation I was doing that kept getting pushed back during COVID, so I'm like, oh, I got to stay in shape, and no one's training. So I would travel to Black Hole like once every 2 weeks to go do whatever, and then I went to Florida for a couple weeks. I trained there, and then I'm up here, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. So I built a garage, or I built a gym in the back of my house, and I'm like, sometimes we had like 20 people back there, and it's only like 20 by 20.
Yeah, no, honestly, man, it was a good sized facility there.
Yeah,
It was it was
it is
nice
what it
too.
is. You could get like 2 or 3 groups going at one time.
Oh no, definitely. That you could have held a small class there, brother.
We did. Sometimes I literally had 20 people because it was free. So I'm like, all right, I'll have people come, and then I was just using that to get rounds with people. And I'm like, yeah, I'll show you stuff, but I want to get like we got to roll.
And you were no joke competitively either. Like I remember, obviously I was a fucking white belt at the time, but like I remember rolling with you and just like the and even the sparring, bro. You get like I feel like when you hit me once, what was it in the gut? I accidentally like we were supposed to hit below the shoulders and I accidentally hit
Oh
high.
yeah, you hit me in the face. I was like, oh
And you got me in
yeah,
the
yeah.
gut, and I was like, "Alright, got it, understood, my bad." But I felt
Yeah,
that
you
was
like
like
overhand righted me like in the face. I'm like, I should have just kept my hands up or something for that.
no, no,
Because I don't know.
that was my
It was
bad because I got
we were
in
only doing body shots, and I get lazy,
yeah.
especially if I'm not getting hit in the head. I'm like, whatever. And then you hit me clean, and I was like, yeah, I should have kept my hands up for that, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, I used to, I still do train hard. Like I train 4 to 5 days a week still, and I lift 3 days a week. I've lost like 15 pounds, so.
Do you think we're gonna see you in a competitive match sometime soon?
May 16th, I'm supposed to have one at Victory. I was trying to get on Gladius May 30th. I'd like to do HCS. I haven't, I go there once in a while. Um, I hurt my back in January, so I'm kind of like, I'm not being
Mm.
choosy. Like back, like a year and a half ago, I would have faced anybody. I don't care. But now I'm kind of like, all right, I got to be a little bit choosy because I haven't competed since I recovered from my back. So I'm being careful. I need like a couple matches to kind of get myself back a little bit. Because realistically, I did a quintet last year, which we won, and then I did 2 tournaments in the beginning of last year, which I got first and second.
Right,
So yeah,
you were on the SNK, OMR, quintet.
what?
The stream we did, in New
Yeah, at Fat Cat.
I forgot about that. Holy
hmm
shit.
Yeah, I got 2 subs, and then I didn't have to go again the rest of the day.
No, that
That's
was a
like the. That sounds like a perfect day. I got 2 subs that
It,
didn't have to do anything.
yeah, it was wild. Like I went second on the first team, and I submitted 2 people back to back. Then I got submitted, and then yeah, then I was number 4 on the against the second team and the third team, and I never even went.
oh, shit. No, that
Yeah.
was a good event. You lose yourself watching the stream, like, a lot of times, like, I forget what happens because like, I'm so fixated on making sure the production goes well. But,
hmm
man, I do have one other question for you.
What's
You work with a lot of athletes. Who do you like
Yeah, sometimes it's too many, but no, I like them. They're all fun to deal with.
who do you think has, let's say who's gonna be the biggest name that you're working with right now? Who you got your eyes on?
Um, that's super hard to say because I deal with MMA fighters, jiu-jitsu people. Like if you look at Matt Mash, like he was on PGF. He's probably going to be on UFC BJJ. Then you have people like, I've made stuff for Louise before. He's been on Karate Combat. Um, I've made a rash guard for Glover. I made a custom rash guard for him. I don't work with him, but I made him stuff. Um, I don't really try to manage anyone or anything. I kind of just like supply stuff for people. But I mean, you could see even Aaliyah, like she does really good. She just won at the last HCS against Molly. Forgot her name was, but she stepped up on like 24 hour or
Zimbabwe, I
like
believe.
yeah, like 18 hours notice and then beat her in overtime and came in like 15 pounds under what Molly did. So, you know, I don't know. That's pretty good. Um, I don't know. There's so many people. Like if you look at it, I work with people that train at Legends, Black Hole. I have Teresa. I don't know where she actually trains currently because I think she's in college.
You worked with
Um,
Basil Bash, right?
Bash, yeah, at Legends. I literally was just talking to his coach today. He goes, he wanted to like place an order or something. He's like, how much is shipping? I'm like, dog, I just go down and train with you guys. Like, we're good. I'll drop it off, you know? He's like, oh, door-to-door service. I'm like, yeah, don't tell anyone though, because I don't do that all the time.
Oh, secret's
Yeah,
out now.
there's a bunch of guys at Mongoose that are good too. I people, I deal with a lot of people, so it's hard for me to like remember names. But there's this one kid, Nate, he's like a monster. I think his last name's maybe Colin or something. I don't know, but
Nathan Cologne.
he's from Mongoose Training Academy in Connecticut.
Hold on. I think we have
Yeah.
Nathan Col. Yeah, hold on. I think I know who you're talking about. Was
He
he?
he has like did he fight for he fought recently for
Yeah, I
someone and
know.
they just had
Yeah.
the best pictures and I don't know that much information, but I know that I
So,
posted it.
how is you feeling right now,
This guy.
mentally and physically? I'm on
I
top of the
can't
world.
really see my screen.
now.
So
I
did he
feel
beat the
I felt
hell
a
out
tough
of
guy.
someone?
I feel like
It
I
was
lost
at
that
Elite
fight.
Fighting,
I
right?
really wanted to come out here and show that I had the skills and the
No,
bills to pay
not
that
that
shit.
one. I think he has a brother.
Okay.
Because I think it was in Connecticut. It was that reality fighting, I think. And I'm pretty sure he is now the poster. I think he's like the main like poster person on that, if I'm not mistaken. It might be reality, something like that. But he fought like probably 2 months ago.
Yeah, we gotta
So
follow. I gotta follow more of the Elite, not Elite, the reality. I haven't been following reality, and I haven't been following CES yet. I've been trying to get on, trying to get a hold, or not a hold of them, but
there's
like,
just so many cards, dude. And like I feel like I have gym owners, they're like, hey, our guy's fighting at this time, like he's gonna be wearing your shorts, whatever, like make sure you tune in. And I'm like, that's amazing. I'm so busy though. Like I love trying to catch it and I try to get highlights and everything, but like if I tried to buy all these cards that these guys are on, I'd be broke because each one's
yeah,
like $50. There's like 10 every weekend. I just had a guy that I sponsored that fought um what's the guy's name? For bare knuckle, Duran Jr. What's
hold on.
what's the boxer's name?
Okay,
Duran, his
KF,
first name. It's like it's not
Brian.
BK, it's not BKFC, it's that other one. I think it's like a triangle ring or something.
Oh, I have no idea.
They just had a boxing show over in Niagara, and I sponsored the guy who was the main event. He fought Duran Jr. for the main event and lost. So like that's also one of the biggest people I've ever worked with, you know? It's just hard to like
John,
pinpoint
That
who I think will do anything.
you mentioned Roberto Duran Jr.
Yes. So the guy he just beat, I sponsored him and my logo was right on the front of his shorts.
Austin Sprivy.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
that's cool. So what was that?
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, John, for clarification, what organization was that? What was that?
Oh, that
I-
was hold up.
Because you say it's the bare knuckle one. Where I'm just wondering because I know what you're talking about though with the triangle ring, and now it escapes
Yeah,
me
I
too.
think it's
BKB.
the is it
BKB,
BKB?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because I think
I don't deal with them that much. Like I usually a lot of guys that I do work with that are in bare knuckle, they do BKFC.
I
Like
want to say we have a guy. I think
We brought on Andrew
yeah.
Emery recently. Last
Well,
episode.
also Will Kaler. He fought on Rival FC, and he's one of Michael's mentors. He's a bare knuckle
Is he
guy.
really?
Yes, he fought bare knuckle here recently, and I want to say it was BKB. That's why I'm sitting here like just stop
BKB I think is there's a lot of them up here, but like
Yeah, bare
BKFC is
knuckle.
like more south.
Why?
Yeah, because this was straight up bare knuckle boxing. Yeah, BKB, bare knuckle boxing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't find it on space, but yeah, that's what it was, 100%. Now I'm sitting there
Why
second
the
guessing myself.
triangle though? That's
I
the
mean,
part
you ain't
that's
got no
confusing.
room to move, bruh. You might as well stick one foot in a tire and swing at that point.
Yeah, I
Like there
know.
is.
Their ring is ridiculous. But my cousin actually is the BKFC fan club president. So he sends a bunch of people my way. He's like, "Hey, you need t-shirts? Like my cousin's got you." Like I make him a bunch of stuff. He owns Knuckle Up Apparel. So
Maybe we'll get BKFC. I'm sure. Now seeing the ring throws me up. Maybe.
is it BKFC?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but it's something like that's interesting.
I don't know. You'd think I would know, but whatever.
Hey,
I guess.
well, that's the point, though. I mean, you've got so many of these different people that you're working with, and that was one of the things that I wanted to ask you is like, you've literally got so many different people working with your brand that you're like, man, I
If you go to
can't
like
watch.
MMA events in the Northeast, there you could see like Cage Wars last year. I think I had
90% of them
80%.
are wearing your stuff.
I know statistically, I had 80% of the fighters for Cage Wars were wearing a TT on something. So like that's talking like red corner, blue corner. I think they have like what on average 12 fights. That means what is it? 24, like 20 people or so had a TT on them. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, no,
man.
that's.
I got one even here. I got the Blau one with Thumpers things on it.
Wow. I sent Blau something out this week. That dude still gets stuff from me. Shout out to Bobby Blau. He's fighting soon. I
Is
think
he
this weekend.
really?
I think so.
Damn. Oh, I didn't see that. Where's he fighting?
I don't know. Again, terrible at keeping track of this stuff, but I do know deadlines. That's
Is he
about
going
it.
by is he going by his actual name or by Blau, do you know?
He's got Blau lifestyle big on the front of his trunk. So there you
So-
go. I think he's trying to get into bare knuckle, maybe. I don't know.
Where is he fighting? Let's see.
So what would you say then? Like, would be. Sorry. What would you say is if you could give one piece of advice as to like how you were able to network the way you were in order to get to your brand to where it is today, what would you say?
Like, so if I was talking to someone, let me take this a step further. So there's a lot of people that come to me and they fight, they train and everything. They don't really have a good following, and they'll be like, "Oh, can you sponsor me?" No, I'll give you a discount on stuff, but like, unless you're pushing big numbers, you're not. It's just monetarily at this point. I get, 10 to 15 athletes every single week that are like, "Hey, can I get sponsored?" I would love to give you all free stuff. I can't. So the biggest thing, this wouldn't even go towards brands. This would go towards if you're a fighter, if you're a promotion, if you're a content creator, even if you're a gym, you need to be way more involved online. You need interaction. So they'll get into their groove and they'll post leading up to a fight or whatever for 6 weeks, and then they fall off the map. It's all about momentum. You see my page, I
Mhm.
post like every single day. I put up polls. I have literally 3 polls right now. and I tagged a bunch of gyms for my April releases just so that I can stay in everyone's radar. So like we have a poll going for the best spring drop right now. I'm working, I think we're doing the consolation round of round one. So we're working on getting people to round two. And then every quarter I have like a winning design. But you need to be involved. You need to kind of partner up with people that do have a following. You need to collab with them. I get asked to collab all the time. Do that. I love doing that. It saves me time. As long as you make a good post, I accept it. I don't care. Um, yeah, just you gotta post, you gotta team up with people, you gotta collab with people, you gotta actually like put in work. Don't just put in terrible videos and terrible pictures. Like there's people that I ask to do videos for me and they don't know how to speak on camera or whatever. I'm not the best at speaking on camera. You see my videos, I stand in front of it, I say something stupid, I'll wear something stupid, and I'm just like, hey, go to teamtakeoverstore.com. That's it. And I go with it. As long as it's decent quality and you edit it a little bit, it doesn't matter that much about what you're saying, but you definitely should have a goal.
That little bit
You
of
know?
effort also goes a long way. I mean, yeah, obviously when I started this shit, I was terrible, you know? You get better as you go. So like if you don't put yourself out there, you don't get better. That's why one of the things we do here is we do press conferences for events. We're working with Donnie Brooks fight promotion to do one next Sunday. And with those events, like it gives the headliner athletes an opportunity to get in front of the camera, get
Mhm.
talking to the people and stuff and doing stuff like what you're talking about. Um,
That's one of the things that I've really tried to explain honestly, even at my day job. When I have my coworkers and stuff have asked me like, why do you sit down with these fighters and stuff? I mean, that is mutually beneficial because as an amateur, if you're really wanting to go big, how much exposure do you have to being on camera and presenting yourself properly and being in the media? Before you're already in a big stage, you have 1,000 other things to worry about too. So yeah, it's definitely, and you can see the difference really between somebody who's approaching MMA as a career and is building their brand, and somebody who's just coming in to pick up a couple fights.
You
Like,
what do
have
you
to build your brand. Like if you have a business, if you're a gym, like I literally do business consultations with like individuals, businesses, gym owners, and athletes. I charge $38 for a half an hour, or I charge $55 for a full hour. I have people that schedule me every other weekend. All right. I do most of them on Saturday. I'll sit and talk with you. And I don't even really try to like sell them on anything. I tell them, hey, you might want to try doing this. If I was in your position, do this. They show me their reports. They tell me what they've been doing. I help them with where they're lacking. I help them set up their ads. Basically, for that full hour, you have my um, undivided attention. But you know what a lot of people do? Which you probably can tell from the podcast right now, they'll literally just have a notebook. They'll sit there and they just let me ramble on. That's it. Because I'll say 5 or 6 different cool ideas that they like. And I've had people that have come back to me and they're like, hey, that one meeting we had, I shaped my entire business about it. Now I have 20 clients. That's all I'm doing.
I
It's crazy.
love that you just called us out like that.
no, it's very
No.
interesting.
It makes sense though, man. Um, it's funny though. It's like getting people to actually move though, and is a difficult task.
It
Um,
is.
man, like I'm impressed by your success. I remember when you started this thing. I remember
I
seeing,
remember when I started this, it was only like 5 years ago.
yeah, no, and
Team
it's incredible to see.
TeamTakeoverStore.com has been around since last February.
Brother, you've popped up everywhere. I'll go to an event like anywhere in the Northeast, and I'm guaranteed to see you. I was actually at a
Something.
promotion, and I was talking to someone, and they were like, "I don't want to. I'm not gonna let anyone in who wears thumper things." And I was like, "Bro, if you do that, you're gonna fuck over your entire promotion. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna
Like
have
I
no one."
guarantee there's at least 3 people on your card. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, no,
You know,
they couldn't do it. They literally next event they had Thumper's things at the event because like it was
Mongoose, my man Miguel, this dude has been with me. I think I started the company and he probably hopped on board and started getting stuff like within a year. I've sent this man so much stuff. I owe him dinner because he gets so much stuff from me. Oh, he'll text me that sometimes. He's like, "Yo, next time dinner's on you." I'm like, "I got you, dog."
you know,
But
they got a beautiful
he'll
facility.
they do. He'll tell me stories. He's like, um, yeah, we went to this event and they didn't want any TTs, and we're like, what the hell are we supposed to do? He makes all of our stuff, and they just let him in. But it's so funny. Like it. I used to say, oh, it's not a trend, it's a movement, and I did that just as a marketing thing, but it really is. Like you start seeing it everywhere. I'm starting to be at more events. I was at so many events last year. I was like killing myself. I'm not going to events so much anymore unless I'm basically working for the event. But, I don't like go on the weekend and go to MMA fights anymore. It's a lot to do that all the time. But
Gonna
I
have to start hiring people out.
yeah, but recently I've been having events contact me to make their shirts for them. So what we do now is I'll make a bunch of prints, I'll bring a bunch of blanks, and then as people come and order it, I'll press the shirt, I'll press the hoodie, whatever, and then I give the event a percentage. So like we've been doing that a ton. I got Pickle Fest, we just did it. We sold, I don't know, probably over 100 t-shirts. I have some water company. They have me doing it. I'm doing Mac and Cheese Fest. Uh, let's
Mac and
see.
cheese?
Yeah, Mac and Cheese Fest. Famous Foods. They do a ton of events around like the Hudson Valley. The guy's awesome. I'm doing a chicken wing eating contest on Friday. He asked me to go do. So
Oh, where
catch
the hell's
me
that
in
at?
Saugerty. It's in Saugerties this Friday, and I'm entered in the chicken wing eating contest. So
Ooh.
there's
What do
my
you get?
next event, I guess.
What do you get if you win?
5 grand.
That would
How hot are the chicken wings?
yeah, they still open.
I think it's quantity, not heat.
So it's just. Huh. Oh, that's 5 grand. That's
Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah,
do
but
you like?
he's going up
The
against
the
like some
guy the guy who
200,000.
owns it, he texted me today. He's like, "Hey man, you want to enter this chicken wing contest?" And I'm like, "What is it?" So he sends me the poster. I'm like, "Oh, yeah." He's like, "Hey, tell your friends." I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna be on this podcast actually later today, so I'll shout you out." So shout out
Okay.
to
So this
Famous
isn't.
Foods.
Have you ever done like a eating contest like that before? Like, is that? Or that's just
No,
something
but
you would.
I've been a big back though for 31 years. Let's go.
That's awesome. I wish they had
I
something like that
actually
around here, bro. You can't even get a good buffet around Paducah no more. What's up with that?
I
Where's the chicken wing?
texted I texted Whacker. I was like, "Yo, I'm doing this chicken wing contest," because he always makes fun of me for being 300 pounds, even though I'm not. Um, he goes, "Honestly, this is something that I definitely think that you can win." I'm like, "Thanks, dog. Love that support."
That's takes over the chicken winging contest. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's diabolical.
So that's what I'm doing this week, and then we got Mac and Cheese Fest next week. Yeah, like I said, we've been printing a lot of shirts at events, and I do the printing at events for free. So like it's all on my dime, and then whatever I don't sell is on me. So people have just been hitting me up to do that. I've been doing pretty good with it. I don't really do it to make money at the events. I do it to kind of market and get new clients. So, if anyone needs anyone to come do shirts for their event and you don't want to pay a bunch of money, give me a call.
Oh, speaking of which, let's put up the QR code.
Yeah, definitely. Because that's interesting, man. Like it definitely seems like you've got a huge brand. You've got a good presence. I'll definitely shout you out to some people around the Midwest area too, because I
No,
know
I
there's a couple
appreciate it.
guys who are constantly posting and saying, that they want to get some merch out. They're asking who to go to. But I see what you're saying too. But
Oh,
Can I
you
actually explain to you guys like what my business even is?
Yeah, that's
It's like I feel like a lot of people don't even know what I do. They're like, "Oh, you're everywhere." I'm like, "Yeah, but what do you think I do as a business?" They're like, "Well, you make MMA gear." That's like a very small part of it. But so basically, I have a drop shipping website. So teamtakeoverstore.com, pretty much everything on there is for a specific team. So you sign your team up, you sign your I also do businesses too. So if you're, you need like company work shirts, anything like that, I put you on the store. You have all your designs. I have a set rate that I charge for each, and then you can mark up any item you want so that you get profit. So like there's some people that just have like very low numbers. They want the lowest number. They basically want their guys to get stuff for super cheap. Done, I got you. And then there's some people they're like, all right, well, I want to make $20 a rash guard. Whatever, I got you. I'm sending you whatever. It does you can pick. So I think we have like 25 to 30 gyms on there. I have about 5 businesses. I have a soccer team, a couple wrestling teams, baseball teams. I do the same thing with athletes. Like they put their stuff on there. So yeah, that's like my biggest thing is just that drop shipping. And I mean, a lot of the setup, I do it for free. So you don't have to pay anything. So if you just send me your logo, I set you up on a store and then we just go from there. So that's
interesting.
my that's my actual business.
And it's like the more that you do business with, the more people you do business with, the more it mutually benefits everybody involved because it just keeps growing and growing and
Yeah.
growing.
And then so your business, you obviously bring in your own clients. So is everybody. So you're getting, I mean, I have
Hmm.
more than 5,000 people on my website every single week. Not being on there is just silly at this point because there's so much traffic. Like there's people that are like, oh, because I'll be like, hey, you got this sale, and they're like, oh, no one from my gym bought anything. Yeah, someone from another gym liked your design, bought it, and then you know.
Which is
So
so much cooler.
we just dropped a new design for Takeover for Team Takeover. If you go on the main page, the Fallen Kings, I I released the actual design on my Instagram today. It's the first 10 people that buy it can get the set for only $55. Like rash guard and shorts, $55.
Shit.
That's sick. That's sick.
We're gonna have to do a collab.
My brain is sitting there thinking the same thing. That's
Yeah, and I mean anyone that comes to me, if they if they have a gym or they refer a gym to me, when that gym gets their first purchase, you can have either $50 or you get a free set. So I had someone, they give me like Endure or something, and I signed them up. And then Endure got a purchase. The person that referred them to me, I sent them a free set. So, pick your poison.
interesting.
That's my
Interesting.
referral, shout out. Yeah, I got a
Well,
ton
it's
of
a
gyms
heck
in
of
my
a shout
area.
out. It's a heck of a shout out. No, this is definitely. I mean, people need to see this. So I'm definitely going to be referring this to a couple
It
fighters.
doesn't make the only thing that's holding me back is the fact that I can't reach out to it's difficult for me to reach out to as many people as I think would be interested because like it could definitely help your business. It's going to help you advertise. There's so many people on there. There's no reason not to be on there. Even if you don't really make any sales, you're still getting traffic and people just looking at your gym or business or whatever.
Yeah, there's one more place to be too.
Yeah.
Never hurts. All right, my friend. We're running on 49 minutes. You had said like 45 minutes 30. So why don't we do some trivia so we don't keep you too long.
All right, yeah, because I got someone staring at me from across the camera and she's getting irritated. So I got about 3 minutes.
I don't know about 3 minutes, but I got you on at least 10. All right, my man. We got a little bit of trivia. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm missing a question. All right, Dalton, you can begin to pull me.
Oh, it's me. Okay, yeah, I'm the trivia guy. All right, so Andre, pretty simple. We're gonna ask you. Well, there we go. Okay, yeah, we have like a 30-second timer or something. Pretty simple. We just got some
I have to
fun.
answer the questions in under 30
Yes.
seconds.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Alright.
they're pretty straightforward. We'll read it off, and
Gotcha.
give you a 30-second timer. I
All
think we
right.
got like
Well,
three, four
I'm gonna
questions.
show gear as I'm answering these too.
This is beautiful. Okay. All right, let's do it. Question number 1. What was Stan Lee's first superhero cameo appearance?
Oh my god.
The
It
Incredible Hulk,
wasn't.
The Incredible Spider-Man, or Captain America?
It was definitely Hulk.
Hulk. All right. We're going with A, The Incredible Hulk. Let's see. Dun,
And
dun.
more shorts.
Yeah. Let's.
Women's
Yeah.
sizes.
Well, this is perfect. We're waiting for the answer to go through. You can just keep showing off the Team Takeover merch. Yes, sir.
This is-
Incredible
this is
Hulk.
what your gym could look like. Wrestling
you
singlets. Keep going. I'm here.
We got this. All right. Question number 2. Which UFC champion was featured in Captain America Winter Soldier?
Oh, George St. Pierre.
Yeah, that
Anyway.
one was a giveaway, John. Come
Anyway.
on now.
We do
That was-
patches here. I'm getting back to the gear because you guys got some simple ones. I've been doing these engraved hats. People love these. These sell like hotcakes. I sold 800 beanies in the winter or last winter. Muay Thai shorts.
Oh, the Muay Thai
flags.
shorts are sick. Flags, okay. Nice. Oh no, the flags say that might have to.
Tablecloth.
Oh. GSP, yeah, boom, got that easy.
Got
Yeah,
that
you're
easy.
blowing. I love how he's blowing through these so quickly that he has time to self-advertise this is beautiful, bro. All right, do we have one more, or was that it? We got one more, right? All right. What is the highest peak in New York State?
The
White
highest peak in New York State? What?
Whiteface, Mount Skylight, or Mount Marcy?
Whiteface, Mount Skylight, or Mount Marcy? What's the highest peak? Let's go Whiteface.
I don't
I
know
guess I'm gonna-
anything.
Listen, I like to go into the wilderness like once a year and turn off technology. I don't keep track of how high I am. This is a wild question. Oh,
Mount
basketball jerseys.
It was Mount Marcy. Was that it, John?
Mount
John,
Marcy.
John.
That was it. It was Mount
Mm.
Marcy. I thought you were a wilderness man. You made it sound like you like the
2
wilderness.
for 3. What's that? 66%? 66.6%?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, but like you always have to account for John putting some whack trick question that doesn't count in there, so you pass.
Yeah,
It
that's a
works.
wild one. Hey, as long as it's over 65, my man, we passed.
Whiteface is the 5th highest mountain for the record.
And for the record, I was guessing in my brain Mount Marcy, and I don't know nothing about none of it. But I was like, we ain't got mountains like that here. We got hills, okay?
Have
And
you
that's about it.
should absolutely
Well,
try.
I had Aaliyah trying to answer for me over here. She was like, "Hey, I think it's whiteface," even though we have phones and she definitely just could have looked it up. But whatever, I guess.
Well, speaking, I'd say, we got. Do we have any more trivia questions?
No,
Is
that's
that it?
man. Andre, do you have anyone you want to shout out before we hop off? Wizards take over.
I think he froze.
No, I think he's
Yeah,
fucking.
I think he froze.
Oh, bruh, that was okay.
Are you back?
No,
Me?
are you back?
I'm here. Can me and you are here, Jeremy.
Oh, I'm lagging.
Are you? Is he lagging? Is John lagging? I see him.
I can't hear him. I can see him moving, but that's it.
Your audio's gone out, John.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? You know what? That's okay. Do you have any shout outs that you want to give? Do you have any
I'd like to
particular?
shout out. Let me I got a full list. We got Mongoose MMA, we got Black Hole, we got Performance Combat, we have Imperium Jiu-Jitsu, Momentum Jiu-Jitsu, Endure Jiu-Jitsu 1, Oswego Jiu-Jitsu, Flow with the Go, Team Flow, Team Gorillas, the wrestling team. Shoot. I definitely make stuff for more people, but I don't remember who. But go visit teamtakeoverstore.com to see all the rest of my shout outs and make sure to be one of the first 10 people to get the Fallen King set for only $55. Buy now. I don't even think I'm still on.
Oh no! You're still on.
Oh,
You're
word.
still on.
You guys didn't say anything.
No. We cut you. You were cutting the perfect promo, so we put you on so everybody could see
Yeah,
your
man.
face. And you're
Give
like,
you a full platform.
it was great.
Oh, awesome. Well, thanks for having me, guys. I gotta go because she's getting pissed.
All right, man.
Alright.
Have a good night. We'll cut it. All right, guys. This has been the JMA podcast. That was Andre Dickerson of Team Takeover. That's Jeremy Fairhurst. I'm John.
Yeah, it is. Yep, Jerry Ferris, John
We
Murray,
got stuff
JMA.
we got stuff over at our own store. Go check out jmurrayathletics.com. Go check out Team Takeover and go check out everything everywhere. Guys, stay blessed. Peace. Good night.